Diddy faces yet another lawsuit, the seventh, filed by April Lampros. She accuses him of multiple instances of sexual assault, including one incident where he coerced her into an encounter with Kim Porter while he watched for his own gratification. It's also alleged that Diddy used other women to humiliate Kim, including Jennifer Lopez, who was reportedly jealous of Kim.
Access to Kim, no matter if he was with her or not, all the time. He never lost access to Kim. He never gave Kim up, or Kim never stopped dealing with him, and she had open door policy with him at all times.
Really?
Yeah. Even when he was with Jay.
I wouldn't want to be Diddy's publicist or legal representative right now. With lawsuits coming at him one after another, he'll need some serious divine intervention to get out of this mess. Diddy is now facing his seventh lawsuit, with the latest filed by April Lampros, who claims she met Diddy in New York City in 1984 while she was studying at the Fashion Institute of Technology. She alleges that Diddy promised to mentor her and provide industry connections, and at first he love-bombed her and showered her with gifts and flowers before he became aggressive and coercive. Honey, this lawsuit dropped just days after Crystal McKinney filed a federal lawsuit alleging that Diddy forced himself on her in 2003 after they met at a men's fashion week event in New York City, just like April. Crystal also claimed Diddy promised to help her career, then later blackballed her from the modeling industry. Anyway, in her lawsuit, April describes in detail 4 instances where Diddy acted like an animal towards her. The first time it happened was in 1995 after they met at a New York City bar, and April said that Diddy pressured her into drinking alcohol. She apparently felt uneasy after a few sips, and was later guided to a car to leave with Diddy. Then after arriving at a hotel where she continued to feel unwell, April was on a hotel bed when Diddy forced himself on top of her and began to forcibly kiss her. She said that when she turned her head, Diddy grabbed her face, then continued to kiss her. Then he undressed her despite her attempts to tell them she felt unwell and her pleas for him to stop. Then she said that she passed out as Diddy continued to have his way. April said that 4 months after the incident, Diddy continued to send her gifts, cards, and flowers to lure her back, and the lawsuit actually includes a photo of a card that accompanied flowers Diddy sent her for Valentine's Day. She said she agreed to meet with Diddy to discuss business opportunities, then give him a second chance. But according to the lawsuit, the second incident occurred in 1995 as they were leaving his apartment for dinner. On their way to the parking garage, Diddy allegedly forced April onto her knees, unzipped his pants, and coerced her into performing oral sex. After this encounter, Diddy reportedly became increasingly angry, threatening, and forceful. He refused to let April distance herself, threatening to physically harm her and blacklist her in the fashion industry if she tried. Essentially, April claims she was forced to maintain a relationship with Diddy or face severe consequences. In another incident, she said Diddy told her he missed her when they ran into each other at an event, and he called her for days after she refused to leave with him. She said she reluctantly agreed to invite Diddy to her apartment to hear what he had to say, and he arrived with a security guard who was sitting in the stairwell during the interaction. April says that Diddy grabbed her and forced himself on her, kissing and touching her without her consent. She then says she fought him off enough to reach her door and ask him to leave. Before this incident, April described another encounter involving Kim Porter. She alleged that while at Diddy's Manhattan apartment with Kim, after returning from a nightclub, Diddy forced ecstasy down both their throats and then coerced them into sexual acts while he watched and got off on it. April further claims that after forcing the 2 women to hook up, Diddy proceeded to force himself on her. It's unclear if Kim was still present when this happened, but the level of disrespect Kim endured is astonishing. Even the recent remarks by Kola Booth about Kim are starting to make more sense in this context. Kola was talking about how Cassie let herself be flaunted in Kim's face and laughed at how Diddy was treating Kim in her own home. She even said that she will never forget the time Kim told her that Diddy tried to make her lick Cassie's tampon. In addition, she talked about one time at 400 in the morning when Diddy brought Cassie, who was basically a teenager, into his bedroom where Kim was sleeping, and woke up Kim and told her to get out of the bed so Cassie could get in. As it turns out, Diddy was flaunting other women in Kim's face for years, not just Cassie but also April. In fact, Jennifer Lopez was one of these women. Jane Deal recently revealed that Jennifer was always jealous of Kim, He mentioned this while talking to Tisa, explaining how Diddy always had access to Kim, regardless of their relationship status.
Kim, no matter if he was with her or not, all the time. He never lost access to Kim. He never gave Kim up, or Kim never stopped dealing with him. And she had open door policy with him at all times.
Really?
Yeah.
Because Diddy always kept the door open for Kim, Jennifer reportedly got jealous. Gene Deal even mentioned that Jennifer once tried to bribe him to find out what was going on between Diddy and Kim. We now know the full extent of what was happening. Gene also said that when Diddy was with Jennifer, he would often leave her at home to go look for Kim Porter.
And even when he was with J.Lo, like, we'll put J.Lo in the house and he'll call and Kim wouldn't answer. And if she was out, he would ask the babysitter, you know, do you know where she at? Well, she said she's going to be here because she had Kristen.
I mean, I guess I'd be jealous too if my man left me at home to go after another woman. But what we still need to figure out is whether Jennifer went through the same things Kim and Cassie did. Let's be real. Given everything we've uncovered about Diddy, do you honestly think there's a woman who escaped his wrath? Think about it. Misa Hudson was still in high school when she and Diddy started messing around. Kim and Diddy began dating when Kim stayed at Misa's house. Cassie was also a teen when Diddy started bringing her around Kim, and he was still going back and forth with Kim while dating Jennifer. And let's not forget that while he was with all these women, he also had several others on the side, some of whom have filed lawsuits against him. From where I'm sitting, it looks like all these women went through similar ordeals. Diddy never changed his behavior. He manipulated these women and pitted them against each other for his benefit. In fact, April mentioned in her lawsuit that during her final encounter with Diddy, he was in a very public relationship with Jennifer Lopez. Anyway, another thing April says about Kim is that Kim and Diddy got her fired from a bar after Kim saw her working there. According to the suit, Kim called April's manager and falsely accused her of trying to poison her in a move that April believes was retaliation. Then she said that years after cutting ties with Diddy, she learned that Diddy was alleged to have recorded them without her knowledge and showed the recordings to others. In fact, in 20,123, her boyfriend was the one who told her that someone had seen a video online of her and Diddy. The fact that Diddy reportedly has recordings doesn't come as a surprise, considering that almost all of his accusers in the lawsuits have mentioned it. At this point, everything seems to tie together. In other news, Cassie issued a statement expressing her support for others coming forward with their stories. In a post on Instagram, she wrote, "Thank you for all the love and support from my family, friends, strangers, and those I have yet to meet. The outpouring of love has created a place for my younger self to settle and feel safe now. But this is only the beginning. DV is the issue. It broke me down to someone I never thought I would become. With a lot of hard work, I am better today, but I will always be recovering from my past. I offer my hand to those that are still living in fear. Reach out to your people. Don't cut them off. No one should carry this weight alone. This healing journey is never ending, but this support means everything to me." Well, as Cassie mentioned, this might just be the beginning for Diddy, but for now, I'm curious about your thoughts on the treatment Kim endured at Diddy's hands. Do you think there's enough evidence to reopen the case? Let me know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates.